Extraordinary moment today at the White House. I've never seen anything quite like it, and that's been true of much of what's occurred during the Trump administration. Uh, Cabinet meeting, as we say here, a two-way like no other. Plenty of cabinet meetings where the president talks and some other people talk, but this one went on a long time, and it was just a Trump show. And the press pool was larger than it normally is because not only have they added different organizations to the existing ones, but you also had a Fox News anchor who was around the White House today let in. And I kind of predicted it this morning. I talked about how if Sean and I were in the White House and we asked to be let into a pooled event, they probably would let us in. And we could join in the conversation and join in the questioning. But the president let most every reporter in the pool, in the expanded pool, ask multiple questions. So it went on for quite some time. And that was extraordinary. And the way the president kind of directed the thing. But most extraordinary was Musk. As we kind of predicted on the show this morning, Musk was allowed to talk after the president, and he talked at great length. And after he talked at some length, and I'll get into a moment what he said, how he said it, then the president basically said, all right, now Elon will have a press conference here in front of the cabinet. And I think some members of the cabinet thought that was delightful. And I think some members of the cabinet, based on reading their visages, felt like it was a bit of an insult that Elon Musk was being treated like the prime minister or the CEO or whatever, however you want to describe it. But he got a lot of time. And my read of his tone and of his way he spoke and then answered questions was he does recognize that he's got a problem with some members of the cabinet who don't think they work for Elon Musk, and particularly on some of these cuts, not particularly pleased with how he's done things, even though he's been warned to play more nicely with others. And again today, he went out of his way to say he was tech support. His T-shirt said tech support. He dressed in his normal style, which again, maybe that's happened in American history, where someone shows up and gives a prominent role at a cabinet meeting dressed in a T-shirt and a baseball cap, but I doubt it. And said he was from tech support, said it was the greatest cabinet in American history. Not sure how he's measuring that, but and was very deferential to the cabinet in some ways, but in other ways he talked up a blue streak and didn't seem to mind being the center of attention. He got a bunch of questions on a bunch of topics, as did the president, and I'll run through what some of that was. But he also, at one point, a reporter asked the president which department has been the best in responding to Doge, and then the reporter said to Musk, which has been the worst. And the president went out of his way to protect Musk from having to answer. And in general, if you were looking at Trump's body language, his tone, his word choice, the fact that he called on Musk and let Musk talk at length in the beginning, you'd have to say today was a day in which Donald Trump was trying to give Musk a vote of confidence, not to undermine him. Now, he also said that Doge is coming to the cabinet departments, that each cabinet secretary, as they've been confirmed for the most part, and they're in place, and some of their deputies are in place. He said they're all going to do their own version of Doge. They're all going to scrutinize how money is spent. And then the head of the OMB said today, more layoffs are coming, mass layoffs. And Elon was back to saying they're going to save $1 trillion or $2 trillion